into the quarterfinals Sam Houston had to play yesterday. Sam Houston in the orange, Grand Canyon in the home whites as the better seed. And the Lopes will have the first possession offensively, coming off 4 consecutive wins, an average margin of victory of 19 points during their 4-game win streak.
Well, that's a lot of points and a big differential. We'll see what happens today.
Holland Woods, his shot is no good. Gabe McLaughlin could not grab it. And it's out of bounds to Sam Houston. They are coached by Jason Hooten, who is in his 12th year as the head coach. And he's been part of the Sam Houston coaching staff since 2004 as an assistant or as a head coach. And they were really good yesterday against California Baptist. They won by 30. Floater goes for Jaden Ray, who had 15 points in the win in January against Grand Canyon.
Well, these guys are lockdown defenders. You know, they don't do anything fancy defensively except wear you out. And they would love to do that against GCU tonight.
65-35 was the final score in yesterday's win for Sam Houston. That's offensive on Sean Miller-Moore as he lowered his shoulders on the defender, and he's whistled for the charge.
Well, I think this is a good call. You can see he wants to take a dribble or two, and good defense there. And definitely a good offensive call by the official.
Sam Houston ahead 2-0 right out of the gate, a minute in here at the Orleans Arena in Vegas. Kristen Ipe on the catch. He hands it off to DeMarcus Lampley. His jumper is off the mark, and the rebound is cleared by Gabe McLaughlin. Down low for Wudra Ogo, and he stuffs it in two-handed.
Oh, my goodness, with some style, and that will get the Havocs up, and they're ready to roar here.
Starting lineups are brought to you by Adidas. Adidas, impossible is nothing. For Sam Houston, Flag, Lampley, May, Ipe, and Ray. For Grand Canyon, Miller-Moore, Blackshear Jr., Woods the second, Woodrogo, and McLaughlin. Here's Tristan Ipe. Good defense by Woodrogo, but he still ducks under and scores for 2.
You know, that was excellent defense. Didn't foul, but patience on offense. Lots of moves and pretty finish using the glass.
Traveling is called on Gabe McLaughlin. Ball goes back to Sam Houston.
Yeah, he did a little hop there. Gabe, you go back and look at the film, they'll see that. He probably didn't notice that as a player, but there was a little hop.
Once again, those lineups are brought to you by Adidas. Adidas, impossible is nothing. Sam Houston only shot 26% from the field in the last meeting against Grand Canyon. That might have been forced a little bit from Savion Flagg, who is third in the WAC in scoring. He averages 19 points per game. Miller-Moore was looking for Woodrogo, and a foul is called on Sam Houston. That pass didn't look good because he was hit on his arm.
Good idea there. You can see Sean Miller-Moore is he just wants to get his team under control and start playing, controlling the ball, controlling the team. And Blackshear isn't very tall, but he is a great point guard. Nice drive to the basket by Holland Woods. Second team all WAC, all newcomer team. He's actually a transfer well, not too far from GCU. He's an ASU transfer.
Actually started his college career at Portland State as well, and then went to ASU, as Joe mentioned. He's approaching 2,000 career points. Good dump off. A finish for Ipe on the find by Ray, who averages 4 helpers per game. Sean Miller-Moore will not shoot threes. He's only attempted 21 this year. He's only made 4. Little stutter by Woods. Under 10 to shoot for Blackshear. The point guard will make something happen. In the key, a fall-away tough jumper. High, a rebound is snatched in by Savion Flagg.
Savion went up there to get that rebound.
Miller-Moore with the steal after Ray lost the handle. Euro step, blocking foul on Jaden Ray.
That was definitely a Euro step by Sean Miller-Moore. Really smart, just picked up that ball. I think it was just a haphazard pass. I don't know if it slipped out of his hand. Well, watch this. We call this the Euro step. Couldn't get the finish, but shooting 2 free throws.
Miller-Moore has struggled with his shot, 60% from the free throw line. He likes to score around the rim. He is a valuable player in a lot of different areas, though. He rebounds well. He defends Joan at a very high level, and he brings a lot of experience. He's a fifth-year senior for head coach Bryce Drew.
Yeah, he is very experienced. He wants to stay around the rim when he scores because, as you mentioned, he's not a very good free throw shooter.
Woods transferred in from Arizona State. Miller-Moore is in from Oregon State. A lot of Power 5 transfers for Bryce Drew. In fact, they have 4 this year, which is tied for the most nationally. Chance McMillan came in for Grand Canyon. McMillan had a really good WAC title game last year. A pick and a pop out for Flag. That'll swirl off. McLaughlin clears. Woods working on Lampley. McLaughlin can shoot it from the arc, and he buries the triple.
Yeah, that was a really sweet shot by McLaughlin. But what I really like is he was out there, but his guard knew where to pass him the ball and ready and knocked it down.
32nd made 3 this year for the big man from Gilbert, Arizona, who transferred in from SEMO, Southeast Missouri State. Tristan Ipe, the floater. Gets his own miss. Offensive rebound. Second chance for the Bearcats. Here comes Lampley, and his teardrop will drop.
Yeah, very good teardrop. I mean, that's a tough shot. Lampley is a good player from Phoenix City, Alabama, Central High School.
Grand Canyon 3 for 5 from the field to start. 1 for 1 from 3, 1 for 2 from the strike. Woods steps back on Flag, chooses not to shoot the jumper, and that is last touched by
Sam Houston to under 42% field goal. That's defensive field goal percentage.
That's a turnover out of the timeout. Both of these teams, Joan, defend at a very, very high level.
They do, and I want to talk about Sam Houston because at times their shooting can be inconsistent, but what's not inconsistent at all is their defensive intensity. They just wear you out. That's another turnover there, and this time by Sam Houston.
Chance McMillan pushes it in the corner. McLaughlin, his second made triple. That is big for Bryce Drew and GCU.
He's impressive. The big guy, 6'7", we talked about from Gilbert, Arizona, and just spots up, and Sam Houston's going to have to pay attention to him. That's his second 3.
Third year in the program, second year on the floor for McLaughlin. Aiden Igyehan, big man from Dublin, Ireland, sends it towards the seats.
I think he sent that back to Europe because that was out of here. Oh, my goodness.
Had some words as well after the swat. He's one of those Power 5 transfers. He came in from Louisville. And that was a big-time stuff from the big man from Ireland.
I think that went back to Las Vegas Boulevard.
It's not in this building anymore, that's for sure. Javon Granches came in, freshman from Pittsburgh, Kansas. Savion Flag is checked by Walter Ellis. He'll shoot a 3. He had to shoot it. There was only one in the timer, and it's rebounded by Igyehan.
GCU's doing a nice job on the glass, and both these teams, you know, we said they're going to be evenly matched. They're even on rebounds, but they get up for the boards.
Chance McMillan trying to turn the corner. Here's Ellis, a really good three-point shooter, shooting 48% from the arc. Blackshear will make something happen, but he carried the basketball. That's the call from the official, Brent Moe. It's Brent Moe, Winston Stith, and Justin Shammy in our 3-man crew.
Yeah, I do think he carried it a bit, but you know what? You don't see that call too often.
First action for Tayshawn Cherry as you get a look at Jason Hooten, the head coach for Sam Houston. Bearcats looking for their 20th win of the season, looking for their 3rd win in a row. They played Grand Canyon 12 days ago and really struggled in Phoenix. But they did win the first matchup during the regular season. They're making shots tonight. That's Lampley, his team best 75th made 3.
Yeah, that was a nice 3. And when the Bearcats are hitting shots, they are really dangerous.
McMillan, he splashes in the triple.
McMillan, Chance McMillan, that was his chance, and he knocked it down. So they already have 3 threes. Sam Houston needs to defend the three-point line a lot better right now, and it's only the first quarter.
Joan McMillan had 3 threes in the WAC title game in this building a year ago, so that should give him some confidence the rest of the way, right?
Oh, I would assume so. You know, not only give him confidence, give his team confidence. You know, once you've been to the tournament and GCU is there for the first time in school history, you want to go back.
Post feed by Blacksher is stolen by Javion May, a member of the WAC All defensive team this year. And the wrapping up flag was Walter Ellis. That's a hard match, Ippy. Javon Grant, who is in, is from Pittsburgh, Kansas, so it's not just Texas. He's going all over the place.
You know, I think for him, he's had a good program, and this guy's a good coach. Had a number of 20-win seasons, had 5 of them since he's been the head coach. But people like playing for the winner, and for a winner, GCU, one of their goals is to keep their turnovers under 10, and they're at 6 right now.
Yeah, that's a really high number for them, isn't it?
It is, especially this early in the game.
Grand Canyon only averages 13 turnovers per game. We're tied at 14, the first of 2 quarterfinal games here tonight. Both should be really good games. The freshman Grant trying to work around Cherry.
Players I've coached from Indiana, and I swear they were the highest basketball IQ of any players I've ever had. I had 4 different ones at different times. So there's something in the water in Indiana.
Javon Grant misfires from 3. Ludra Ogo collects the board. McMillan speeds ahead, goes for Woods in the corner. Spinning on Powers. Pass deflected away out of bounds, and it's last touch by McMillan. No argument from him.
Yeah, tough turnover again. Got himself in the air and had to pass it, and unfortunately, just a tough pass. Good defense there by Sam Houston.
We've been deadlocked at 14 for a while. 3 turnovers in the previous minute 47 for GCU. They've made 3 straight from the field, but once again, they're only giving up 7 shots in the first 9 minutes plus. Here's Kuba Karwowski, 7'2" big man from Poland. Almost had it taken away, off balance, not a good look. Ludra Ogo again collects the board.
You know, I like he picked the ball up off the ground, but you know, it was a ill-advised shot.
Pull up for McMillan. Last touch by Ludra Ogo.
You know, the teardrop, a lot of people like it. It looks good, but actually it's a very difficult shot because you can't use the glass. You know, most people don't use it, shoot it off the glass. It has to be a perfect shot to go in.
Jovan Blacksher, who averages a team best 16 points per game, has only attempted 1 shot so far for GCU. Floater spins off for Powers.
Another one, another floater, teardrop. Good change of pace, oh my goodness.
Blacksher looking for his shot right there, and he's now 0 for 2 from the field. He's a pass-first point guard, but he also scores 16 a game.
Well, his change of pace is incredible.
Still deadlocked at 14. Flag gets McLaughlin in the air. Karwowski went flying down to the hardwood. A foul is called on GCU. It goes on McLaughlin. First on him, number 4 on GCU. Sean Miller-Moore will come in. He'll replace McMillan for second-year head coach Bryce Drew. Ray will trigger for Sam Houston from Huntsville, Texas, their first year in the WAC after moving over from the Southland Conference. Flag, a pretty good look. rims in the triple. Savion Flagg, his first points of the game.
I like Savion Flagg. He's a big guy, big, strong, 6'7", but he can go inside, outside, three-level scorer.
Foul called on Jaden Ray. That's number 2 on Jaden Ray, number 3 on Sam Houston. And Jason Hooten will get Grant back in the game to replace Ray. Sam Houston with the game under their belt. Grand Canyon coming off a double bye into the quarterfinals. They got the higher seed, even though they were tied with Sam Houston during the regular season because of their head-to-head record against Seattle U. Lopes won their game. Sam Houston lost their game against Seattle. 3 to shoot for Miller Moore. Has to throw up a rainbow 3, and he doesn't draw the iron.
Great defense there by Sam Houston. You know, that's something that pumps up your team if you're a Bearcat. You know, they just want to wear you down. I mean, that was incredible defense to force that kind of shot.
Grant runs the point for Sam Houston with Jaden Ray on the bench. Flagg spinning on Miller Moore. Corner 3, good for DeMarcus. While Grand Canyon was picked second behind New Mexico State. Lopes are the reigning tourney champs, also had a share of the regular season title a year ago.
Yeah, I think a lot of it that Sam Houston was not preseason ranked as high. I got a piece of that. Was not ranked as high because a lot of people in the league didn't know about Sam Houston, but they sure do now.
Yeah, they know about all these new schools. Sam Houston, Abilene Christian. Stephen F. Austin has won 10 straight games. They're going to play next. Foul is called on the arc. Stephen F. Austin, the more well-known program out of the 4 that came in. Lamar did not make the conference tournament. Sam Houston's had success. Abilene Christian, of course, they're known now after what they did at Texas in the NCAA tournament last year. But historically, Joan, SFA comes in with the best pedigree.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. But you know, when you're in tournament, it's all about that one game or one day. You only get one opportunity.
We're on the app. Ticket Smarter is proud to be the official ticket resale partner of the Western Athletic Conference. Ticket Smarter, a smarter way to buy tickets. Layup is good for Savion Flagg. And on the flip side, Joan, how does this Grand Canyon offense get back on track?
Well, I think it starts with the point guard always, and that's Kevon Blacksher Jr. You know, getting him more involved, distributing the ball. He just scored right there, and he is a scorer. But I think, you know, I saw Coach Drew talking to him individually and during the timeout. You know, you want to give your point guard confidence, but also give him direction and get the ball and share the ball more and be more vocal on the court. Tell your team what you need to do.
Sam Houston has made 3 threes so far. They are shooting 42% from the field. And traveling is called on Dante Powers, the junior from Starkville, Mississippi.
Good defense there by GCU.
Grand Canyon only allows 61 points per game. That is first in the WAC. It is also 12th in the country. Meanwhile, Sam Houston only gives up 63 per game. That is second in the WAC. So numbers-wise, we have the 2 top defenses going at it here in the quarterfinals.
Well, and I believe it's bothering the GCU Lopes a lot more right now. Because every pass is contested, and they're in your shorts.
Powers working on McLaughlin, and a foul is called on Gabe McLaughlin. That's a tough matchup for him, Joe, because he's trying to guard a 6'2" speedy guard.
Yeah, you can see he just goes by him. McLaughlin's a big guy, but, you know, speed kills. You know, that's what they say. And he blew by him, and now he's at the free throw line. And Gabe McLaughlin has 2 fouls. We'll see. Bryce Drew, I think he's going to get a sub in for him right now. Oh, not for him. Nope, they're leaving him in.
This is some trust right here from Bryce Drew, unless he brings in Sherry, which he might do. And yep, here comes Tayshaun Cherry.
No.
And he's going to get Wudraogo.
Okay.
So McLaughlin will stay in with 2 personals.
Well, he might be doing that because he's the one who also has hit 2 threes. And they need a little bit of scoring, and they only have 16 points with 6 minutes left in the first quarter.
Powers off, Javion May back in for Sam Houston. Good first half for them so far. They lead by 8. Winner gets 1 seed New Mexico State tomorrow. Adam Young, Joan Bonvicini, Kendra Sheehan with you. Glad you're with us from WAC Vegas in the Orleans Arena. Really good crowd on hand. Grand Canyon, as expected, traveled extremely well. Blackshear head of the key. Step back over flag, way off. Strong rebound for Ipe.
Yeah, every shot is just a tough shot right now for the Lopes. They can get nothing easy, you know, working so hard for every pass, never mind a shot. You know, right now, the pace of the game, everything is favoring the Bearcats.
Inside, outside, a deep 3 for Grant. Wide left, the 6-7 flag. Muscles his way up, and he scores over the defender.
Talk about muscling up, my goodness. I mean, he wanted that. That was by itself a great rebound, but an unbelievable putback.
Woods cashes in from 3.
Yeah. This guy, someone needed to step up. So Holland Woods did, another Phoenix, Arizona native, and from ASU.
Bryce Drew did quite well in the transfer portal. He got 2 guys from ASU. Cherry and Woods both came in for the Sun Devils, where they played for Bobby Hurley. Another bucket for Flag. He's starting to heat up. 9 for the transfer from Texas A&M.
Oh, he definitely is heating up. He is a good player, really smart, and like I said, a 3-level scorer.
Woods has it taken away by the WAC all-defensive team selection, Javion May.
And he just said, this is why I'm on the all-defensive team. Active hands, pressure, but they're dribbling into pressure.
Pull-up jumper for Lampley. Grand Canyon shooting 54%, but right now they're -7 in turnover margin. And that shot is blocked by the 5'11", 155-pound Siobhan Grant, who really impressed us last night, Joan.
Yes, he did, and he impressed me again of how he got up and timed this block, clean block. I don't know what a vertical is, but it's up there.
We talked earlier about Jason Hooten going all over the country to find players. Grant is from Pittsburgh, Kansas. He was the state leader in scoring in Kansas as a high school senior. Of course, Pittsburgh, Kansas has a Division II school, Pittsburgh State. He goes to Huntsville, and he has starred in year 1 for Sam Houston. Offensive rebound for Walter Ellis. No shot. This one is on the ground. And it's team foul number 4 on Sam Houston. Ellis, the son of LaFonso Ellis, an ESPN analyst, a former NBA player who was a spectacular college player at Notre Dame. Woods working on Powers, fall away shallow. Cherry grabs the offensive rebound and he flips it in. And then he lets out a roar, and he was almost teed up.
He was. I don't know what he said, but I'm sure it wasn't thank you very much.
Brett Moe, the official, is right there. He was biting on his whistle, Joan. We can see it.
Yeah, you know, it was a great shot, too. They just don't want you to pour it in.
That was deflected, so no over and back. Grand Canyon fans don't like it. Contested 3 for Powers. He paid the offensive rebound, and he is fouled going up. Free throws coming up for Tristan E.
This will be the 7th free throw for Sam Houston. They've made their 7 for 7, and DCU has only attempted 2 and 1 for 2 from the free throw line.
GCU led right now by McLaughlin with 2 made threes. He has 6 points, 5 points for Woods. Blackshear has been held in check. He's 1 for 6 from the field. He has the ball right here. He'll get a ball screen from Tayshawn Cherry. Now he's isolated with May. Yehan, a post touch and a good finish. He knew exactly what he wanted to do with it there, Joe.
That was a pretty finish. Got up with a little jump hook. Perfect. And great rotation on the ball, actually, on that jump hook, too. They need that. They need to get back in this game, feel more comfortable on their offense.
Ipe misses, and a foul is called on Sam Houston on the rebound. This goes on Ipe. That's number 2 on Ipe, so he's going to head off. Flag comes back in. Powers is also back in, and now we're going to see the 7'2" Poland native, Kuba Karowski.
He makes a difference, but he's not the typical big guy inside. Karowski can run the floor. He's actually a good athlete and likes squaring up and shooting.
Let's see if Grand Canyon can handle this Sam Houston pressure here.
The GCU normally likes to run, and Sam Houston has kept them in check, and they're not able to get out and get some quick jumpers or get to the rim as much as they like.
Looks like they are switching screens when Blackshear has a pick and roll situation. Here's Blackshear with it. Flag defense. Whips a pass down low, threads the needle for Tayshawn Cherry.
That was definitely threading the needle, Jordan Blackshear to Cherry. My goodness, that was really fast and fires up the crowd.
Grand Canyon making a late first half push. No made field goals in 3 minutes for Sam Houston. May airballs the floater. Grand Canyon basketball. Sam Houston couldn't make anything. They shot 26% from the field in that game. They were 3 out of 29 from 3. In this game, 3 for 9 from 3 for Sam Houston. Black and Lampley have combined for 20 of the Bearcats' 30. McMillan on the spin. Help defense came. He's fouled going up. This should be a shooting foul for Chance McMillan.
You know, it's just interesting, like the guys, you know, because I do both women and guys, the guys can break you down so much in one-on-one. You know, I still would like them to share the ball a little bit more and get a little bit more open shots.
You don't have to travel far for quality orthopedic care. UT Physicians has convenient locations across Houston and a team of specialists to help you get back in the game. UT Physicians, your home team for healthcare. One more throw for McMillan. 3 for 4 from 3 in the WAC title game a year ago. Sophomore from Vallejo, California. An outstanding free throw shooter. He was 25 out of 27 for the year coming in. He only gets 1 out of 2 though. A lob for the 7-2 Karowski, and he missed the dunk.
Yeah, you know, as a good throw, but good defense there by GCU.
3 for Blackshear. Karowski responds with a rebound.
Nice rebound there.
You can tell after the rebound, he was a little frustrated with himself for the missed dunk.
Well, he stayed focused, you know, and I like that. You know, not everything's going to go down.
Lampley slithers around the defense, pinballs off the jumper. Blackshear snatches it in. Yehan from 3. That skips off. Foul on GCU on the rebound. A good hustle there by May to force the foul on the rebound.
Yeah, you know, GCU is not happy because they thought it was going the other way, but now shooting fouls here. It's a loose ball foul. Sam Houston is back on the free throw line.
1-and-1 coming up for May. He's only 49%. Sam Houston shoots 60% from the free throw line for the year. Worst in the country, yet they are 7 for 7 before this throw in this game.
Yeah, go buy a lottery ticket, you know. We'll see. I think you just jinxed him there. You know, but the odds are, you know, if you're the worst in the country in free throw shooting. It's going to stop eventually.
McMillan for three, and it's a one-point ball game.
That's a big shot. He contributes so much off the bench.
I'm pretty sure he just loves shooting in this building. He is now 5 for 6 from 3 in the previous 2 games inside the Orleans Arena. There's about a 1-second difference, game clock, shot clock, so Sam Houston could get the final shot in the half here. Flag isolated with Ellis. Off balance, no good. And Grand Canyon will not get a shot off.
But you got to take care of the ball. Yeah, and the thing is, there's going to be some turnovers because Sam Houston likes to pressure, but 10 is too many, particularly for the first half.
Sam Houston in the orange with the ball. Their first possession here in the half. Step in 3 for Javion May. His 11th made 3 this year. He's starting to really shoot the ball well from the arc.
Yeah, and he's really known more for defense. As Coach Hooten said, he's the toughest guy he's ever coached, which is quite the compliment, but now he's feeling it on the offensive end too.
Bearcats would love to get some offense in this half from somebody other than Flagg or Lampley. Those 2 guys dominated the first half offensively for the Cats. That pass goes underneath the legs of Ouedraogo. Miller Moore, a confident shot there from 3, even though he's only attempted 22 this year. Woods kept it alive. It leaks out to Savion Flagg, and he'll jam it.
Wow, those are 50-50 balls, and what do you know it? Sam Houston just was fortunate there, and no defense for that dunk from Savion Flagg.
Good start to the half for Sam Houston. They've led by as many as 10. Biggest lead for Grand Canyon was 3 early. Lopes are looking for their 23rd win of the season and their 5th in a row. Exchange goes to Woods. Woods a fall away from the foul line, and he drops it through. Woods has 7 for GCU.
Yeah, this guy's good. He's really controlled, under control. The ASU transfer. He actually had a career-high 39 points against Montana, so he can put up some big numbers.
He gives the Lopes a really good 1-2 combo with Blacksher and Woods on the arc. Miller Moore whistled for the foul on Savion Flagg. That is a really good matchup because Miller Moore is a big guard. Joan, he can guard the 1, the 2, the 3, maybe even the 4. And he's one of the best defenders in the entire conference.
I'm not sure what the official was saying to him, and I think he might have been explaining why he called that foul. Both these teams are lockdown defenders.
Lampley rims in another. The 3rd made 3 for DeMarcus Lampley.
Yeah, that was impressive because he was under really good defense. There's the teardrop. Couldn't get it to go. Lampley's tough.
His scoring production down a little bit this year. With the addition of Flagg, his scoring isn't as high. He was 15 a game a year ago, only 10 a game this year. But he is coming up clutch here in the WAC quarterfinals.
Well, I've always said, the old John Wooden quote, be at your best when your best is needed. And he's needed right now.
Fight for the ball on the floor. Jump ball, possession to GCU.
Take a look at Lampley here. Just pulls up. Great rotation, excellent shooting mechanics. He's fired up. I mean, he's an excellent 3-point shooter.
And I would have to guess, even though his scoring production is down individually, he's having more fun this year because he's playing alongside Savion Flagg. They're winning a lot. So he'll take the lower production offensively to win more games.
Yeah, honestly, most guys would want to, it's better to win. You want to, obviously everyone would like to shine a little bit, but when it's really about the team, whatever you need to do to get a win, and I know both these teams would love to play in the NCAAs.
Miller Moore is pumped +1.
Boy, the Lopes needed that. Sean Miller Moore is is a solid perimeter defender, but here he shows his scoring prowess. Nice finish.
Full-time starter this season after only 2 starts a year ago during their WAC championship season. He had 12 points in the regular season finale against Dixie State. A 5th-year senior. He's out of Toronto, Ontario.
And another Power 5 transfer for the Lopes.
3 minutes in, half 2. Good start to this half for Sam Houston. They now lead by 4 after leading by 1 at the break. Low block touch for Flag. Fall away. Back rim no good. Picked up by Wudraogo. Wudraogo transferred in from Nebraska. Part of that Power 5 transfer connection for Bryce Drew. He'll get a look here. Doesn't score much. He only averages 4 points per game. And Sam Houston knew right there he was not looking to score.
Yeah, the thing is, when the post player puts down the ball, particularly in traffic, it's not a good situation. And there's the 11th turnover there for GCU.
Flag to Lampley. Fall away in front of his bench. Rebound McLaughlin. Woods a great look. He connects.
He wanted that. He was telling Blacksher, give me the ball. I am spotted up. And we have a 1-point game.
Grand Canyon 6 for 9 from distance. 35% for the year. One of the better 3-point shooting teams around the WAC. Here's Meggs. Both programs really guard at a high level. Davion May gets 1 out of 2. Here comes Blacksher. Quiet night for him, scoring-wise. Only 2 points. He averages a team best 16 a game, 7th in the WAC. He has it here, top of the key. Right back to Woods, who made a 3 moments ago. He'll choose a pull-up this time. Miller Moore keeps the possession alive. Blacksher surges in the key and floats it home.
Yeah, I like that. And we got a tie game. Blacksher Jr. shows why he's so good, so creative. His change of pace is incredible.
Tie number 6. Flag answers with a floater of his own.
Savion Flag is so good around the basket. He has really good feel, doesn't rush himself, makes it really difficult to defend him.
Woods to the rim. His layup is good.
Yeah, he's starting to heat up a little bit. Colin Woods now with 12 points. 5 for 8 from the floor and 2 for 2 from the 3.
Woods averages 14 a game. He is approaching 2,000 career points.
You know, 1,000's pretty good. 2,000?
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, well, it tells you that guy is special.
He is 26th nationally in career scoring among active players. It's a heck of a shot there for Jaden Ray.
I don't know if you practice that a lot, but it worked.
Woods again, he'll lob it up. Iguejon with the stuff on the alley-oop.
Wow, that was impressive. Really nice pass there by Holland Woods.
Aiden Iguejon has provided quality minutes, a transfer from Louisville. First year at GCU after 2 years for the Cardinals. Flag gets some separation on the pullback jumper. Sam Houston back in front.
And we're matching baskets here, back and forth. Savion Flag shows why he can do it. He can do it at the rim, he can do it mid-range, he can do it at the three-point line.
This is some high-level basketball. It doesn't feel like a quarterfinal game. Grand Canyon has their first lead since midway through half one.
That was an impressive shot. Not easy. You know, this is why he's really good. Even first team all WAC. This guy can play.
Right back to Flag. Guarded tightly by Miller Moore. And he is fouled by Miller Moore, who wanted flag for hooking around him. That's number 3 on Sean Miller Moore. So now the question, Joan, is who defends Savion Flack, because it's been Sean Miller Moore.
Yeah, let's take a look here. Really nice pass, knocking it down. But the crowd is into this. So how do you guard Savion Flack? Well, it's hard to just put one person on him right now. It's Gabe McLaughlin. But, you know, you need help because he's so versatile. Here he is at the 3.
Offensive rebound, and then Karwowski lost it. Brent Moe signals GCU's direction.
Karwowski brought it down, and that's why GCU had their hand in there. Fortunate to get the ball back.
Well, he's 7'2", so if he keeps it high in the air, nobody's going to touch it, right?
Yeah, well, the habit is to bring it down.
Allen Woods for 3, and that one skips away. Grand Canyon 7 of 11 from 3.
That's
so they've been deadly.
Yeah. Good percentage.
Blow by for Ray and a crafty finish on the reversal.
Really crafty, smart. He is lightning fast, and that was a pretty reverse.
Field goal percentage going up for Sam Houston. 7 for 10 from the field in this half. They are 44% for the game. This match here, Flag guards Blacksher. Woods speeds in the key. Pass behind his head. Gets it back with 3 to shoot from the corner. Weak side board for Ray, who's only 5'10". Lob for Karwowski, it's stolen. Savion Flack is favoring something, maybe his leg. He never went back into the front court, and that's going to be over and back on GCU. Hopefully Flack's okay. We're back with you here in Vegas. 47-46. Sam Houston ahead by 1. Flashing high his flag. He appears to be okay after limping off the floor to his bench right before the timeout.
And on that possession, something we haven't seen, Sam Houston went to, GCU went to a zone, which they don't normally play.
Pick and roll. Woods finds Cherry, he's blocked. And
nice
it will
block.
stay with Grand Canyon.
Nice block there by Kuba Karwowski to get this stuff out of here.
And we'll send it over to Kendra Sheehan, who has more on the story of Dante Powers, a guard for Sam Houston.
One thing you can always count on if you're Sam Houston is looking out in the crowd and seeing Eric Powers in the stands in his Bearcat orange ball cap. That is Dante Powers' father, who's known as the team dad. He's the super fan. He travels to all the away games. You'll often be the only guy in orange at an away environment. A perfect example of his commitment to wanting to see his son play every chance he can is when Sam Houston played at Seattle U. Eric worked the night shift, got about 2 hours of sleep before flying out to cheer on the Bearcats. Adam?
I love it. Good stuff, Kendra. Thank you so much. Powers is on the floor right now, number 24 in orange for Sam Houston. Extra pass by Grant. Good idea. Karwowski just wasn't ready for it, Joe.
Yeah, that's 2 turnovers right now for Sam Houston against the GCU zone. So you don't see GCU, as I mentioned, playing a zone very often, but you know it's been effective.
How hard is this to coach when you've already played the opponent twice in the regular season? Now this is the 3rd meeting between the two.
You know, honestly, it's not hard because you know each other. That's the thing, they know each other, so nothing's going to be easy. They know their plays inside out.
3 misses for Ellis. Cherry diving towards it. Did he get a timeout? He did. Great hunt just like this and really tight the entire way.
You know, like I said, both, all these teams know each other. Really high-level basketball right now.
Circling down low, Chance McMillan, a foul is called near the elbow, well before he got in the key.
Yeah, that's just the second team foul here for Sam Houston, and ball will go out underneath the basket.
Only 5 combined team fouls on these two teams in the first 10+ in the half. Ellis will trigger, gets it in for Blackshirt. Grand Canyon 7 for 14 from 3, but they have missed 3 in a row. McMillan launches. Bingo!
Pretty shot there by Chance McMillan. He looks good from Golden State Prep in the Hale, California. Pretty finished, excellent shooting mechanics.
That is 3 made threes for the second straight game in this building, dating back to a year ago in the WAC title game for McMillan. And he's coming off Bryce Drew's bench. Poor pass by Karwowski. Threw it off the leg of the low. No-look feed down low. Grand Canyon wanted goaltending on Karwowski. He slapped the backboard. Grant finds flag. Blocking foul, and we'll see if it's before the shot. Winston Stith was very animated, as if there was no continuation. They will give 2 shots to flag.
This game's just going back and forth. You know, neither team's great from the free throw line. But you know what? Who I do like at the line is Savion Flag.
Yes.
I just like this guy.
That snaps a 3-minute, 17-second scoreless drought for Sam Houston. What has impressed you the most about him so far this week, Joe?
Oh, I think he's just tough. You know, a lot of times you have a guy that's strong, is only good around the rim, maybe mid-range, but he can do it a lot of different ways. And you know, basketball, to be a good player, one of the things you have to do is really change pace. And he does that for a big guy. He has a really good feel for the game. And you could tell he's well liked by his teammates too. And he stepped away a little bit. That's why he missed that.
He's a Power 5 transfer that played a lot and even started at his previous school. He had 74 starts in 4 years for Texas A&M. Bounces away there for McLaughlin. That was down and then popped loose. Foul on the rebound on Sam Houston and Shaden Ray.
Yeah, they're looking around like, what's going on? But you know what's going on is the ball's out for GCU. Neither team has scored anything from their out-of-bounds plays. They're more, looks like they're happier just getting the ball in.
Blackshear pullback jumper. Grand Canyon ahead by 3.
That was a sweet. Well, I just said they haven't scored on out-of-bounds plays, but I think he created that one on his own. He is a talent.
Post touch for flag, guarded by McLaughlin. Miller Moore's on the bench with some foul issues right now. Mid-post extended. Flag going to work, shoots it over McLaughlin, hits the deep venue. And Savion Flag, a first-team All-League selection, misses the free throw that would have tied it. So Grand Canyon on possession, ahead by 1. They roll here with Blackshirt, Wudraogo, Woods, McLaughlin, and McMillan. Hand off to Woods. He gets the defender in the air. Lope staying patient with it on this possession. Zooming in the key is Blackshirt, and he's blocked by Ipe.
Wow. No, they say, little guys, stay out there. If you want to shoot jumpers, that's okay. We're still going to guard you, but don't bring it in here.
Only 6 to shoot for Grand Canyon, and a foul is called before the inbound pass. Those are on Javion May. That's number 3 on him. So 3 on May, 3 on Ipe, 3 on McLaughlin, Miller Moore, and Sherry for GCU. McMillan launches it in for Woods. Woods has had a good night. He's made 2 threes. He has scored 12. Fires down low for Wudraogo. The 255-pounder gives Grand Canyon a 3-point advantage.
Well, he hasn't scored a lot. He's been more a defensive presence. but it's nice to get some scoring underneath, and that really does help GCU.
Joan, he looks like a football defensive end. He has a big, strong body, and he forces Flagg into a tough look from 3. Offensive on Woods. Lowered that shoulder just a little too much.
You know, he set what we call a drag screen in transition, but unfortunately, the big guy brought down the guard from Sam Houston. You can see it here. Sets the screen, and unfortunately, a little bit too much.
Sam Houston shooting 62% from the field in this half. Sidestep 3 Flagg. Tip no good for Ipe. Cleared by McLaughlin.
Has a great rebound there by McLaughlin.
McMillan to the elbow, picks up his dribble. Blackshear circles in the key, he misses. Leaking out his Flagg, a 2-on-1. Transition 3, good for DeMarcus Lampley.
DeMarcus Lampley, you haven't seen a lot of things in transition. They had a 2-on-1. A lot of times you go into the basket, but for the 3, just puts down the nail. Another nail in the coffin here, and we have a tie game.
Lampley 4 for 5 from 3. We're going to wave off the basket. The foul is on the ground before the shot. This was a really good run out by Sam Houston. Lampley's had a big night, 17, 18 for Flagg, so 35 of the Bearcats, 53, coming from their top 2 scorers for the year. That was foul number 4 in May, so he'll take a seat. Powers is back in. Pick and roll. Somehow that pass gets to McLaughlin. It was a tough pass, and McLaughlin able to catch it and then draw a foul.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how that was going to get through, but it did. And that's the 6th foul on Sam Houston. Next one, we're going to be shooting free throws.
And the foul was before the shot by McLaughlin, so the Lopes have to inbound. Cherry reverses it for Blackshear. Last year's WAC tourney MVP scoops it high over the backboard. That was altered by Savion Flagg, no question.
Yeah, no question. I don't know if he wanted it. I know he wanted it high off the glass, but that was a little bit too high. Definitely a little bit of an intimidation factor with Savion Flagg guarding the basket.
During the timeout. You call that timeout right there to draw something up and really make sure you maximize this possession. Correct, Joe?
Yeah, I would say that, and also just to refocus his team, and that was a called play. That's still a nice shot, but a called play. Refocus his team as you come down the stretch.
Rare miss from Woods. Sam Houston can tie on this possession. 5 minutes left in half 2. Winner goes to the semis against New Mexico State tomorrow. Ipe working on McLaughlin. Powers gets McMillan in the air. 3 from Ray, swirls away. Snatched in by Cherry.
Yeah, good rebound there by Cherry.
Cherry really working hard down low. McMillan off the mark. Ray the rebound, leaking out is Lampley. Lopes all over him, making sure he does not get a 3 away.
Yeah, that was good transition defense by the Lopes, not allowing a quick shot.
Lopes have outscored the Bearcats in this half 24-23. Lopes haven't scored though for 3 minutes. They have missed 4 in a row from the field. Sam Houston 6 for 17 from 3. Lampley's been hot though. Ipe down low and he'll shoot a pair.
No, and there hasn't been much of a lead. They're trying, but no one can pull away.
You don't have to travel far for quality orthopedic care. UT Physicians has convenient locations across Houston and a team of specialists to help you get back in the game. UT Physicians, your home team for healthcare. McLaughlin's three is no good. A tip out of nowhere for Chance McMillan, his first deuce of the game.
Oh my goodness, Chance McMillan. Great tip in. Coming off the bench. Wow.
12 now for McMillan. In-post extended flag. Ball away, air ball. And he's gone a little cold here in half two. He's now 8 for 19 from the field.
I don't know if it's his ankle was bothering him, but he hasn't knocked down very many shots lately.
Woods going to work, and one for the transfer from ASU.
Well, he looked good on that, under control. Good fakes, but more than anything, a pretty finish and an opportunity to get a three-point play to go by. I mean, he was concerned it was going to get blocked, but just strong move.
Woods has been the MVP for Bryce Drew in this game. He has matched his season average. He has 14. Senior out of Phoenix, second team All-League. 79% free throw shooter. Rare miss. To our point about flag two, Joan, 7 of his 11 misses from the field have come in this half.
Yeah, you know, that's tough. Because they've gotten to the free throw line a lot more than GCU.
Sam Houston has not made a field goal in over 3 minutes, yet they only trail by 2. That will stay with the Bearcats with 6 on the timer. Flag and open three, way off. McMillan tips it right to Holland Woods. Pick and roll, Blackshirt and McLaughlin. Rudra Ogo hands it off to McMillan. A lot of minutes for this young man who did not start the game, a sophomore from Vallejo, California. Lopes will reset with 7 to shoot. Woods initiates the offense. A step back, straight away, 3, bullseye!
And that was downtown Las Vegas, knocking it down. Biggest lead now for GCU. They're up 5 with 2 minutes to go.
Ray and 1. Sam Houston responds.
Wow. Jaden Ray, very impressive. Change of pace. I'm going to the basket and the finish. That's why I said this is a game of run. Basketball is always a game of runs, but this one's hard to pick because they're just going back and forth.
Ray, the best free throw shooter on a very poor free throw shooting team. He is 81% for the year. Jason Hooten is looking for a stop. Season on the line in Vegas. Winner goes to the semis. Loser heads back home. Woods was fouled from deep. He has a team high 17.
Bryce Drew said he's getting comfortable with the system, and I think he's getting pretty comfortable, but he needs to get comfortable at the free throw line.
Young man who averaged 7 a game a season ago for Bobby Hurley at ASU.
Well, I think he likes it further away. Maybe that's why he's missed it, because he's been hitting them from downtown.
And that 3 that he made a little bit ago was about 26 feet away. So he splits the pair, and it stays a one-possession game. A lot of shooters on the floor for Sam Houston. Lampley's been the best of them. He's in the right wing right now. Number 3 in orange, look out for him. Ray penetrates, kicks it in the corner, powers for the tie, and he connected, and he was fouled, +1.
Wow, you don't see this very often. An opportunity for a 4-point play. Ties the game with the 3. And they were patient. Good ball movement. up there. We don't see the foul afterwards, but what we do see is that ball go through the net.
Joan, I love the no-look pass by Ray because he had Lampley on the right wing. Grand Canyon thought the ball was going to Lampley. It was Powers in the corner. And then McMillan was late to close out. That's his first foul. Sam Houston could take a lead on this throw by the junior from Starkville, Mississippi. Bearcats in front, $1:20 left.
Every possession here is so important for each team.
Ouedraogo slips. Woods is going to take it himself. Spins in. Grand Canyon takes the lead again.
You know, that's why he's such a good player. A good timeout here. Out. Don't allow a second shot if you're GCU.
Both programs in the bonus. 2 timeouts left for GCU, 1 timeout left for Sam Houston. Sam Houston ball trailing by 1, final 45 seconds. Ipe trying to angle around McLaughlin. Powers. Flag for the lead, way off. And then off his hand, out of bounds, it goes to Grand Canyon.
I'm a little surprised they didn't bring him out. You know, he shot the 3 there, but he's missed some from the perimeter.
Joan, there's a 5-second difference, game and shot clock. You can play this out, right?
You could play it out. I would go, if you know, they're pressing here, go for the steal first and just make them work it. The other thing you could do is good foul, so then you know you get another possession, but I would go for the steal first.
Woods ahead for Blackshirt into the front court, under 30 seconds left, and now they're going to foul Blackshirt.
Yeah, so they did that early, so they know they're going to get an opportunity to score, and they're hoping, you know, the worst they could get, it'd still be a 1-possession game if he makes both.
Blackshirt, a really good shooter, but only 73% on free throws. Grand Canyon 4 for 8 from the line in the game. This is 1-1. 9 fouls each. Possession error right now points the way of Sam Houston. 3-year starter out of Oakland. Bounces in the free throw.
You know, so this next one is important because now they have to get a 3, which they're still a pretty good 3-point shooting team, shooting 35% tonight.
Ropes ahead by 3, 27 seconds left. You don't need a 3 yet, right?
No, you don't need to. I mean, it would tie the game, but you take a good shot. We calls timeout. So he
post touch for Flag. Spinning on Ouedraogo, 1-point game.
Yeah, see, that's what I like about Savion Flag. Go underneath. Oh, he got himself trapped. Definitely a foul there by Flag.
Woods has struggled from the free throw line. He is 1 for 3 in the game, 79% for the year. You were saying earlier, Joan, that he's been better from 25 feet than he has from 15 feet.
Well, hopefully for GCU they can knock these down. But what's important right now, Sam Houston does not have a timeout, but there's plenty of time here. Still 17, a little over 17 seconds left.
Double bonus now, so 2 shots for Woods. And it's a lot better on that one.
Yeah, he had good follow through, great rotation.
He has 21 for the game. Joined in double figures by McMillan with 12, Blackshirt with 11. Team high 20 for Flag for Sam Houston. This to make it a 3-point lead for GCU.
So now I think they should go for the 3. I mean, they still have some time left, but I would go for the 3.
Ray for the tie. Short. Blackshirt pulls in the rebound. And he is finally fouled just outside midcourt with 7 seconds remaining. The Lopes fans can feel it.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. Javon Blackshirt Jr. got that ball. He's just so calm. He knew they were going to foul, but he looked very calm and poised in a very tough and close game.
He just made 2 free throws moments ago, 73% for the year, and he calmly knocks down the first one.
And now it's a 2-possession game, which would be very difficult for Sam Houston.
Lopes are trying to hang on for their 23rd win of the season, looking for their 5th win in a row. Ahead by 5 with 7 seconds left. And a timeout is called by Bryce Drew because Sam Houston is out of timeouts.
They're out of timeouts, but he just wants to set his defense, make sure everyone knows we are not fouling here. You know, I don't know if he'd want to press, but I would switch on the perimeter, all perimeter screens, and definitely contest shots and just go box out. And if you do get in trouble and get the ball, GCU has 1 timeout left.
Stick around for our final game of the night. If that one is as good as this one, we're in for a real treat. 6 seed Abilene Christian, 3 seed Stephen F. Austin, their 3rd meeting this year. SFA won both in the regular season by 8 combined points. Brett Tanner's ball club for ACU looked really good last night, and Kyle Keller and the Lumberjacks are on a roll with 10 wins in a row. Inbound pass goes to Ray. Crosses midcourt with 5 seconds. Flag from 30 feet. Put back for Ipe is good with .4 left. Lopes just need to get it in.
Which he can shoot. I don't know if it was because he had hurt his ankle earlier, whatever, you know, or a bad shooting night from the perimeter, but I like him up close. He's so effective. He's a good player. And it's hard. I mean, this is his last game as a college player for a lot of these guys. I mean, it's hard.
They did keep the clock at .1. Woods has put the game out of reach. Sam Houston will have to inbound, and Grand Canyon will move on to the semifinals as they try to defend their title.